Good morning, Banu. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Before we start, I just wanted to remind you that our sessions are 10 minutes long, and also in regards to our terms of confidentiality, anything you say in this room will stay in this room. I will not say anything to anybody. However, if I feel that you're revealing things to me that are inflicting harm upon yourself or upon others, then I am obligated to report that to higher agencies. On that note, the last time you were here, we talked about you balancing your work schedule and your school schedule, and we've talked about some methods that you could use to de-stress yourself and to keep your levels of frustration in check. How has that been working out for you?
Well, with school, it's been really well because they did help. My stress levels have decreased because school is coming to an end.
Okay.
And like I told you, I was putting so many hours into practicum that it was just so stressful because I didn't have enough time to finish up my workload for the other courses.
Okay.
But now that the semester's to the end, it's I'm perfectly fine in that term. But with work, there has been like a few problems just with coworkers.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that it's worked out for you since our last session about your you balancing your work and school life. So what's this problem that you're experiencing right now with your work?
So at work there was recently a new coworker, and she's at the same level as me. We both do like cashier and just stocking the clothing and stuff.
Okay.
I work at Old Navy.
Okay.
And so she's just been really frustrating in terms like she just doesn't do anything at work. Like she'll come and literally all she does is text her friends all the time. But I've noticed that whenever like our manager or like any supervisor that comes in, she'll look like she's working and like she's doing a good job. She doesn't really do anything when they're not here. She just goes on her phone. She doesn't even bother helping customers. Like the least you could do is say hi to a customer. But no, she just doesn't do anything, and it's really frustrating for.
Can I stop you there? So far what you've said, from my understanding, is that your employers have hired a new employee, and this new employee is not working the way you want them to work. They're not, following expectations. They're not. They're the same position as you, carrying out the same work as you, and doing the same things as you, but they're not doing it the way they're supposed to be doing it. Is that my understanding?
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
So yeah, with that, I mean, it's really been frustrating, not just me, other coworkers as well.
Okay.
And I personally feel like I'm not the type of person to just go up to her and be like, this is wrong, you're not supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, because I know I'm not like a higher authority than her. And I feel like she's old enough to be responsible enough to know like what she's expected to do at work.
Okay.
And so I feel like I don't have like the right to just go up to her and boss her in any way.
So or from what I'm hearing, is that you feel frustrated that she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's not carrying out her responsibilities as a employee, but you feel powerless and you don't know how to approach her and kind of tell her that she needs to get her work done because you're not you're not in that position to do so. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and even the other coworkers feel the same. It's not just me. And I think like some of the coworkers even tried talking to our manager, and like our managers like haven't even bothered doing anything about it.
Okay.
So yeah.
So this situation is not only affecting you, but it's also affecting your coworkers, and you guys all feel kind of just frustrated. Is that the right word? Frustrated that this new employee is not working to the same expectations that you guys have to, do, and the same responsibilities that you guys have to carry out. And your managers are not, do they know about this situation and they're just not caring, or?
Yeah, our managers do know because some of the coworkers did report to the managers. But like I'm not sure if they have some sort of warning system or anything, but like I know at least 3 of the coworkers have reported, and I'm sure like there is no more warnings than 3, because usually it is like 3 warnings and then you're pretty much fired or whatever. But yeah.
But with this employee having been given 3 warnings and being reported to the managers have not done anything, and she's still not fired. Is that what your policy is, to fire someone after 3 reportings? And she's still there, and you guys just don't the managers
We
are not
feel
really
like
doing anything?
we feel like the complaints that we gave in, there was definitely like 3 or more, and we feel like the managers didn't bother doing anything with those complaints, even though the duty of the manager is to go to that coworker or employee and just tell them like, this is your warning. And usually they make you fill out this form and stuff, but she hasn't done anything. Like even the managers aren't doing anything, and like they're just letting it slide, and it's really bothering all of us.
So you guys feel, you and your other coworkers are feeling kind of unheard? Is that your voices are not being heard by the managers? They're not listening to you. It's a problem that's affecting not just you, but your entire, all of you guys and your workplace. Is that it?
Yeah.
How is this kind of affecting you and the way you work?
It's been hard on me just because at least like I work 5 days a week now that the semester's ending. I'm doing full time.
Yeah.
And so it's hard because usually it's me and her, and we do closing together, and it's just frustrating because she doesn't do anything. No manager's there, no one's there to watch her, so it's like me just doing all her work, and like I feel even more tired when I'm home. And just the fact that like I live home alone, like on campus, and so I don't really have anyone to go home and talk to about work, or just rant and just let things off of my head. And so it's just so frustrating that even when I'm there, I'm bothered by her. When I'm at home, I'm like annoyed that this coworker really isn't. She's just a bigger problem, and then
So,
every day I have to go to
Can I
work.
stop you there? So far from what I've gathered is that not only is this employee kind of affecting you and your ability to work at your workplace, but also when you go home, you're constantly thinking about this. You're constantly thinking about how she's not carrying out her responsibilities, and it's affecting you and your like home life. Is that what it is? Do you think about it when you go to sleep?
Yeah, it's just always like it's a continuous kind of distraction that it bothers me a lot. And like every time I have to go to work, like the next day of work, I just go and I'm not even excited to work. I'm just I'm just in a really bad mood. I'm just like, okay, now I have to deal with this. And we were even thinking of reporting to the head office about this issue, but we really don't know if it's that serious enough to report to the head office.
Okay.
But the only reason we were thinking to report is just because the managers are supposed to talk to this coworker, but they don't.
They
Like,
don't.
the managers don't seem to care. So we feel like that's the best decision, but we really don't know how to approach it.
You don't know how to approach it. So besides trying to bring this attention to the managers and having the head office address her, are there any other things that you've tried?
I haven't personally, just because I don't like I told you, I don't like bugging in people's business or like bossing them around. But I know other coworkers that really do have the guts to do that. They've just told her, this is not right. You're supposed to do your work. But she's just so rebellious towards it. She doesn't bother. She doesn't seem like she cares about anything.
So all of the methods that you've tried to kind of get this new employee to carry out her responsibilities is not working. What do you want to do about the situation?
Honestly, me and my coworkers were thinking of just contacting the head office at this point, but we don't know if we should maybe do individual reports. That way there's more, or if we should just collectively just do one report and send it to the head office. We really don't know how to approach the head office.
What do you think is the best method right now? Do you think that you should do it together, kind of as a group, or do it individually and send it to the head office? How do you think you guys should approach this?
For me personally, I don't know like my coworkers' opinions, but I feel either way would be good. But maybe if we all did it separately, it would maybe make a greater impact, because it'd be like 1 employee, 2 employees, 3 employees have all like reported to the head office.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you all want to address it. You've all kind of agreed that this employee needs to, take on more responsibility. So that can be your goal then for this situation. You need to tell your coworkers that each of you guys should write a letter separately and then kind of bring it together and then take it to the head office, outlining how this employee is not doing what you guys are expecting her to do, is not cooperating with you guys. Kind of just tell your coworkers what you think should be done, and then
I really think that'd be beneficial, because that way I feel like if we did it separately, each coworker would probably, like, we all have different experiences with her, so they could probably report their personal experiences, and that way it's just it's like a much different viewpoint from each person reporting the same issue.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel like that would be really helpful.
Awesome. So that is your goal for now. There's about 5 minutes left until this session is over. I just wanted to go over what we've accomplished so far, what we've talked about. So yeah, this session we said that you had a problem at work and you needed to, there was this new employee that you weren't really working with, you were working with, but you didn't know how to cooperate with her. She wasn't doing her responsibilities, she wasn't doing what you wanted her to do, and it was kind of affecting you, frustrating you and all of your coworkers. Though you've talked to your managers, they haven't done anything, and you guys decided to take this situation and kind of have the head office address it. Yes, and our goal was that you needed to express your opinion and tell your coworkers that each of you need to write out kind of what you've been experiencing with this coworker. So that sounds like a good goal for you to focus on at the moment. Next session we will kind of talk about this again and see how, if it worked out, how it's been progressing. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any like concerns or anything that you need to address that we haven't covered right now?
No, but I'm satisfied that we were able to come up with that goal, because I didn't think of how to approach it or anything. So yeah, thank you for that.
Wonderful, awesome. Until next time, Banu.
All right, take
See
care.
you soon. Good morning, Banu. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Before we start this session, I just wanted to go over our terms of confidentiality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
So
Why are you laughing? I have to go pee now. I can't do this. Get yourself together while I go pee.
No.